folks? It's your boy King, along with of course, your good friend Jimbo. Your boys from Stay Tuned Sports, and we're here for the number 10 release of our countdown of what is, or for the first year, it's both of us doing a top 12 list of power rankings for the NFL. This is the official Stay Tuned Sports Power Rankings countdown for myself, King, and Jimbo. For the last couple of years, it was only me doing it. But now this year, it's going to be both of us. So last week we did 12 and 11. We did a two-shot because we're kind of counted down to where it's going to, number one's going to release the week before the season starts. So we got to, timing it out. Math, things like that. Who did we have? I had at...
so for 12 for me, I had the Jets.
Right.
And 11, I had the Packers.
I know for me, I had the Buccaneers at 12, and I had the Browns at 11. You thought you were going to piss me off with that Jets pick, and I was like, nah, I get it. Like, I get the apprehension. Even though today, as we were just coming on the air here, or on the air, as we were getting ready to record is more accurate, Pro Football Focus released their consensus number one NFL defense going into the season, based, of course, on all the analytics and stats and stuff that Pro Football Focus does. I know people call them Pro Football Focus too, but I'll have that be what it is. But at the end of the day, the Jets were number one in every single defensive category, and they were the number one defense. And I think a lot of people kind of agree with that. I think people would have agreed that the Jets were a top defense last year. But I think along with you and a lot of other people, the question is that offense, Aaron Rodgers' health, and, of course, Robert Saleh. So I think that was just an interesting little tidbit to come down right before we started recording. But enough chit-chat, enough rigmarole, if you will. Jimbo, it's time to hit number 10. Top 10 now. We had the 12. Now we're officially in the top 10 of the power rankings. Who's your number 10?
For 10, I got the Miami Dolphins. My thinking here is his third year underneath McDaniels. Everybody should, at least the key stars, the main stars, Tyreek Hill, like all the chemistry should be there. Everybody should know the offense. Plus, as of right now, Tua is still playing for a contract. We don't know if he's going to go into the season not having that extension, or is he going to have the extension? I think if they go into the season and he doesn't have an extension, we could still see like another good year from him. Again, as long as he stays healthy. I mean, last year he showed that he could stay healthy compared to prior years. And in that division, it's really a two-team race, Miami and the Jets. Once we get closer to the season, we could talk about the Buffalo Bills, how I feel about them. But I think it's a two-team division right now, and so I'm going with Miami.
I was going to say, like, when it, because I have still seen a lot of people, Mike Florio included, who has the Jets at 25. I just still want to point that out there. That still have the Bills up rather high. And I get it to an extent, but also I don't. Like, I don't know how you would have the Bills high into your... Like, if you have them... Like, I can understand. If you have them 12, 11, 10, like, if you have them somewhere down here, I can understand it. But I'm not... Like, I don't know. Like, again, we'll see how the rest of these shake out, but I'm not high on the Bills.
Yeah.
I'll put that out there right now. But scarily enough, my number 10 team is the Miami Dolphins. I absolutely picked the Miami Dolphins as my number 10 team. Listen, they are offensively ridiculously talented. They are. Yeah. We saw that they did kind of hit a couple of hiccups, and clearly they can't play in anything that it... Well, I mean, I don't know how humans play in negative 23-degree weather anyway, but that clearly was way out of their comfort zone. Again, they had the chance to have that game in Miami, to play a game in Miami, and they blew it at the end of the year against those Buffalo Bills. So, do you build on that? Is that a killer? I mean, I don't know. I think the scariest thing for anybody who has to go up against the Dolphins right now is Tyreek Hill kind of sounds like a good teammate.
Yeah, like all of a sudden.
He's like, I'm not worried about contract stuff now. I'm not worried about money stuff now. I'm worried about ball. I'm worried about being better. I'm worried about getting to, like, uh-oh.
It's like he matured.
I was like, uh-oh, if everybody's going to get like a super team-oriented, super team-focused Tyreek Hill, watch out. Like, absolutely watch out. Tua has slimmed down, from what we understand, and kind of, he's slimmed down but jacked up. He's kind of gone to be a little bit muscly now, which I don't know how some people say could be good, could be bad, depending on how he throws, but if you're throwing a Tyreek Hill, you probably want to have as much muscle behind that ball as you can. What was Patrick Mahomes' quote when he was in Kansas City? He's like, "I'll just throw it up there. He'll catch it. He'll come down with it." He's someone's down there. So you have all of that. You have their. I think. Do they still have Mostert? I believe they still have Mostert there as running back.
Mostert, and I believe that the rookie running back from last year that had a couple good games.
So, A-Chain. Everybody was going on A-Chain, and he's like, no, it's A-Chan. It's like, no, A-Chain sounds so much cooler.
Kind of sounds like A-Train from the Boys.
I was going to say, I think that's why people were saying it. I kind of think that's why people were saying it, because he was fast. Oh, he's fast. Look at him. But, they picked up some pieces. They got Jordan Poyer from the Bills in free agency. They got Shaq Barrett at linebacker now. That adds to a defense that was good, not great. I think we can all admit good, not great. I think the Dolphins can take a step. They're at 10 right now because this is where I think they are currently, as we see everything, as I see everything, at least anyway. And clearly, I guess you do too, because you have them as 10 as well. I think that's where I kind of see them now. But is this a case of, as the season goes on, you can see the Dolphins climb that list? Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. I don't think there's going to be too many weeks where the Dolphins aren't somewhere in at least my power rankings. That's what I'm saying. I think now that we're getting to this point, like once we got into the top 10, I think now we're going to start seeing teams that, at least in my opinion, unless there's a huge surprise, we're probably going to see these teams a lot in the power rankings as the season goes on.
Yeah. Yeah, by the time you get to the top 10 here or whatever, you're basically looking at teams that should be in the conference championship games, even the divisional rounds of the playoffs.
Right. And so honestly, I think that's it. That's number 10 in the books. Again, we're only doing one now. We did 2 last week. We're only doing one going forward as we're counting down here. And this one was kind of easier because we both picked the same damn team. But I'm not sure whether to be reinforced by the fact that we both picked the Dolphins or scared that we both is the fact that both of us picked them at 10 and think, hey, this is good. This could be a good promising year for them. They have a lot of, they got some questions, but they should be a good team. Does this mean they go 3-14 or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Do we give them the kiss of death?
Do we give them the jinx here? I don't know. We'll see. And again, we're going to see how many more of these we maybe line up on with or don't as the season goes on. Anyway, if you want to help donate to us, we have our donation station right over there. Just click the QR code. You know how to do that. Technology these days. I think Apple has just the app right there on it. Google, you have Google Lens, does it, bang, boom, right there. So I don't have to go through the whole address and everything. And also, merch store. New merch just dropped, by the way. There's going to be an 8-bit helmet series going down. Kind of nostalgic for anybody who remembers the old school days of 8-bit video games like I do, because I'm old as shit. But we have that. We got other stuff there. We have our not quite football logos there that are, just a little off and represent, like having the Jets logo, but it says Jersey, because they play in Jersey. They're from Florham Park, baby. Let's go, New Jersey, #1. We got Eagles one in there too as well. If you notice, like when we start a lot of these things, it's going to be starting a lot with Philly and New York and that area because that's kind of where we're from and where we like. You like the Eagles in Philly. I like, the Giants in New York area. So that's where we're going to start. But it is going to go out to more teams, more things like that, like Seattle. I already have a Seattle one in the chamber, ready to go. And Bengals. So there's a lot more stuff coming down the pike there is going to be available. So you can go over, check that out over there at the merch store. Click on that QR code to check it out, or you can go to stay-tuned-sports-merch.printify.me and go ahead and check that out. Anything else, Jimbo? Last words?
No, I am surprised, just like you, that we both picked the same team for the same spot.
Same team, same spot. We're gonna see. What next week holds for the number 9 spot here on the Stay Tuned Sports Power Rankings Top 12 for your good friend Jimbo and for your boy King and for your good friend Jimbo and for your boy King. We're out of here. Adios, folks.